Right now, we continue our Friday and we are turning our attention to our four-legged friends. And we are talking about obesity in dogs this morning because obesity in dogs carries the exact same health risks that they do in us humans. And we have Dr. Reena with us to just tell us how to recognize obesity in the first place and how to go about treating that. Dr. Reena, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always nice to have you on a Friday.
Thank you.
And this is quite a serious topic we're talking about because we know that obesity in humans, if it gets severe, it's life-threatening.
Yes.
And I believe it's the same when it comes to dogs as well.
Yes, we have a problem with obesity. It's not only an extra stress on their joints and their organs, but what we've now discovered is that those fat cells, they release substances which actually erode their joints and they affect their organs. So they predispose the pancreas to not making enough insulin, so they fat animals more likely to get diabetes. And it's also, there's a higher incidence of cancer in fat dogs. And arthritis is a definite problem with dogs that are overweight.
Lots of serious conditions. Now, there's many different types of dogs with different types of builds. How do you recognize if a dog is obese? I mean, we've got Lily here. Lily is beautiful. Look at her. But she had a bit of a problem.
Lily had a weight problem, and it affected her breathing so badly that she coughed all the time. She was on a lot of medication. Every medication has its side effects.
Yes.
So what we want to do is we look at the dog, and as a blanket rule, you want to be able to make out their last ribs, and you want to be able to see a waistline.
Okay.
If there's no waistline and if you can't make out the ribs, then the dog is probably overweight.
Okay. So what can you do? I mean, what do you stand to do if you find out that your dog suffers a little bit from a weight problem or obesity? What's your next step? How do you try and curb that the natural way, maybe?
Well, the first thing to do is to look at the diet and to see if they may be taking in too many calories.
Okay.
There are a lot of very well-formed diets which reduce the calories. They sometimes increase the protein, but they still remain balanced diets. The other factor is burning up more calories. So is your animal exercising enough? Dogs need to be walked, not only for their mental stimulation, but also to burn up calories. And if they have a playmate, sometimes they'll play to burn up more calories. But it's very important
so rather
that the
focus
balance
on
is
exercising your dog, regularly, or wait. You don't want to wait for the point where he actually reaches obesity. Any other factors, quickly, before we go, that causes obesity besides overfeeding or food?
There's definitely a genetic predisposition. In your Labradors and your Bulldogs, they are more likely to put on weight. So anticipate it as soon as they reach maturity. Cut their calories. Sterilizing animals slows down the metabolism, so cut the calories, increase the exercise.
Brilliant. Dr. Reena, thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. So make sure that you can feel those little ribs in the dog, and make sure that there is a waistline, and also make sure to give your pup regular exercise. Now, don't forget about fantastic competition Bobtail is running. They're giving away a Land Rover Defender 110, and there's also 1 million rands worth of family adventure prizes up for grabs. So all you need to do is grab a promotional dry dog food Bobtail pack at your nearest Pick n Pay. SMS the last 4 digits of the barcode to 40511. The competition runs up until the 30th of September. Don't miss out on this one. We're going to take a quick ad break. We'll be back.
Katlejo's got nothing on Bob. Bobtail, SA's most loved dog food for strong South African dogs.